All right, everybody, now we're super late, and let's just settle and try and land. Just bring your mind to the same place your body is. And whatever's been going on today, whatever emotions you're feeling, feelings, sensations, thoughts that are arising, and just know that it's all okay. And just really allow yourself to sink in. Just relax. Bring yourself here. And then check your body position. I'm going to go through it quite quickly because we're late. But just check the legs and the hands, the spine, lengthen the spine, a string of pearls of light. Align your shoulders over the hips. Check your head position, your eyes. And just relax your body from the crown of your head all the way down your face, the back, the ears, the tongue, the neck, shoulders, front of the body, and your limbs and hands and fingers and feet and toes. And bring the mind to the breath and just notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And the crickets have started here, so that's the sound that's in my environment. So just notice what sounds are in your environment, in your home. Just allow them to be there. You can just take note of them and then bring the mind back to the breath. And then again, just check the thoughts that are arising in your mind. And try not to judge or have opinions. Try not to get tangled up or swept away. And then bring to mind all those people of our life, our loved ones, the ones who are difficult for us, and then those people who are strangers. We had a burst water main here, and we have a lot of tiny weeny little roads running around our neighbourhood. And so of course all the people on the main road came around the neighbourhood and the cars were just blocked for hours. Many strangers today in cars taking up space in the road. So all those people, so just remember that friend, the enemy and the stranger, they could change place at any time. They have this amazing capacity for this enlightened mind, and they're just like us in their wish to be happy and wanting to avoid suffering. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life. We think particularly of Coral's friend Chris, who's probably living his last few hours in this realm of ours. So we think of him with a kind, compassionate heart and wish him well, a peaceful death. But meanwhile, we can imagine he's here with us in our Vajrasattva practice, doing the practice with us. So particularly Coral, because you know him, just imagine he's next to you. Perhaps he can be sitting up in your mind, and just do the practice and imagine he's there with you, doing it alongside you. So the first is the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. So we don't want any more of that kind of suffering. So let's just imagine, it makes logical sense to pull out those karmic seeds before they ripen as some kind of suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret, the anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And again, think, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. We rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Buddha to forgive us. We purify ourselves by relying upon his methods. So you can just imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And you can imagine that this is your teacher, your Lama, your trusted mentor, manifesting in this form for your benefit. And see, he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And this lotus, although born out of mud, they grow in these muddy ponds in India, is untainted by them. So it's just like our enlightened potential, which is born out of our delusions, but yet untainted by them. He has this radiant, beautiful face. His eyes are long, like lotus petals, and peaceful and full of love and compassion for us. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents a union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, so the very beings we've harmed and those who have harmed us. So we develop this sense, this wish for them to be free from suffering. And think particularly of someone you've harmed recently, and then also maybe someone who's harmed you. And particularly of that person that's harmed you, they're going to experience suffering down the track because of the harm they've caused you. So I think for that, for the sake of all these sentient beings, I'm going to do this purification practice. So here we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine, doing the practice of purification. So first of all is the purification of the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, very forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And imagine it pours into you until it forces out of the lower orifices of your body all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body. And it comes out in the form of inky liquid. And it disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebalwa Sutokaya Mebalwa Sipokaya Mebalwa Anarakta Mebalwa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebalwa Sutokaya Mebalwa Sipokaya Mebalwa Anarakta Mibalwa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mibalwa Sutokaya Mibalwa Sipokaya Mibalwa Anarakta Mibalwa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mibalwa Sutokaya Mibalwa Sipokaya Mibalwa Anarakta Mibalwa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mibalwa Mibowa, Sutokayu Mibowa, Supokayu Mibowa, Anurakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita Mibowa, Sutokayu Mibowa, Supokayu Mibowa, Anurakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita Mibowa, Sutokayu Mibowa, Supokayu Mibowa, Anurakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you have ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with the body. So next is a purification of the speech. And again, Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, excuse me, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown again, filling your entire body completely, except this time forcing up to the top of the body all the negativity of your speech, and it just kind of overflows, like kind of dirty junk overflowing in a glass that you're filling up in a sink. Except a little bit more forcefully than that. That just kind of flows over the top. And as I keep saying, Lama Rinpoche said, it's more kind of forceful than that. So you can imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying, talking badly about others behind their backs, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Anurakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Anurakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Anurakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Anurakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Anurakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Anurakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Drita Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Supokaya Mibowa, Anurakta Mibowa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And the next is a purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room, you switch on a light. walk into a dark cave and you switch on your torch, it instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so any depression and anxiety and attachment and grasping, unhealthy desire and wanting and neediness, and all these kind of yucky delusions that we have going on in our mind, which are the cause of why we harm ourselves and others, instantly dispelled by this light as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of your suffering, as I said just a moment ago, and the cause of why all of us harm with our body, speech, and our mind, ourselves with our mind. Imagine it's totally gone, vanished, and now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So the next is the purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So just imagine that Vajrasattva sends light again and nectar, filling you completely. And if you wish, we've just done the visualizations for the body, speech, and mind, so you can do a couple of mantras each for those three. This is just an extra cleanse. Or else you can just imagine light and nectar pouring in and filling you completely in. And regardless of whether you're doing mantras or just filling, eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Drita mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Drita mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Drita mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Drita mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Drita mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawa siddhi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So just feel you're completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So next is a power of resolve, and this is the fourth step in the purification process, and just a really important step. I think just follows on from regret, really. You know, once you've regretted an action, it really implies that you intend to do something about it. So here we make a decision to refrain from harming ourselves and others with our body, speech and mind. And so whatever it is you have the habit to do that's harmful, make a decision. I'm going to start thinking about refraining from that, and then I'm going to start taking action, and I'll start with 5 seconds of not doing that thing. And then pretty soon the habits that we have are going to be kind of undermined, and your mind will gradually become more still. So just rejoice, and rejoice in your own efforts. And Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into light, white light, and absorbs into you through your crown. And think my Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE used to call that union oneness. So next Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the 3 circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. So this way we think of all phenomena as being empty, not existing from their own side, and at whatever and perhaps the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created by doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, O Tup Chul Chang Shin Jam Gon Galloway, Tenzin Kyong Pelaway Kunzo Dog Porze, Chog Sum Kuraway Leg Mon to a Drub, Padag sog dulje gondu jab ten shok. For Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to use kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West. Mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And for Geshe-Share, a beloved teacher leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Okay, everybody, thank you so very much. Well, I wanted to just say, not quite the first holiday I've had in 18 years, but the first holiday where I've done absolutely nothing except sit around.
Yay.